Panasonic.
How are you, partners? Hi, hello, I am Architect Patch, and you are watching Curve TV's Bold Talks, your collaborative construction channel, Season 2. How are you, partners? Kasama niyo na naman kami ngayon via Facebook at Curve TV PH, on Kumu at TBC, and on YouTube at the Boulder channel. So here at Curve TV's Bold Talks, we want the construction industry to be united creatively. No stress, no drama, good vibes lang tayo mga parts. We will bring you the different sides and faces of the industry like never before. Fresh, inspiring, unintimidating. So join us for an hour of talk and more. Let's get ahead of the curve. Now, the principles and practices of Feng Shui continue to play an increasingly important role in our design work. While we are no experts in the field, we are eager and enthusiastic students of its value. So tonight, susubukan natin alamin ang konsepto ng Feng Shui in modern architecture. Interesting to mga parts. I'm very excited for this. Kaya naman kung meron kayong mga tanong, if you have questions, please just message us via our social media platforms or here in Facebook kung saan nyo kami napapanood ngayon. And because we need a consultant for this episode, sasamahan tayo ni Architect Elmo Coloma, architect, builder, and Feng Shui consultant. Good evening, Architect Elmo. Hi. Oh, Architect, you're on mute. Yes, it's okay.
Good evening, Architect Patch. How are you?
There you go. Hi, sir. I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Kumusta?
Thank you. I'm
Thank
good.
you so much.
Just
Thank you
arrived
so
from
much
my
for-
job site.
Oh, wow. Fresh from the site kayo, ah. Very good. Thank you so much, sir, for joining the program. I mean, a lot of people are very interested in our topic today because it is about Feng Shui. And, some people want to practice it, some people naman don't know how to really apply it. So I'm so glad that you're here so that you can give us some points about this topic. So Architect Elmo, can you briefly share to us, how did you get into Feng Shui?
Well, this was already a trend ever since, no? This was a practice ever since, which came all the way from China. It was we all of us know that it originated from China, but then when it came to the Philippines, though, I thought as an architect, I thought of integrating Feng Shui in my designs and in buildings that I do, Kasi it's really interrelated, no? Feng Shui practice and architectural design practice. So then
Right.
when I prepare my designs, my plans, I always make it a point to interview my clients if they're interested to integrate feng shui in the plans. But then if there are some clients who are not really interested, I just, you know, make the plans and without them knowing, I do the feng shui.
You inserted. Oh, okay. So I mean, you
Exactly.
really can't help. You really can't help but apply the feng shui elements, no, in your planning.
Yes, architect. But please take note that whenever I prepare the feng shui of my clients, I always ask for their birth date and for the breadwinner, of
Oh,
the
okay.
family, or the breadwinner. I mean, the the um, the CEO of that particular company.
Oh, okay. So you get the birth date of the CEO or the breadwinner of the family, and then you take it from
Exactly.
there, tama ba?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And it varies, no? From ano ba yun? Parang zodiac signs nila yon and year of birth, something like that.
Not really, but yeah, it's always based on the birth date of the breadwinner.
Okay. Yeah, that's a new information for me. So how many years have you been practicing feng shui, Architect Elmo?
Well, oh, it's about around 25 years, something like that.
Wow, tagal na din. And I mean, it's really, tama ka eh, matagal na naman talaga to pinapractice, di ba? Not all lang talaga practices it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
dito sa atin, sir, lalo na with the present generation of architects and designers, um, gaano ka-accepted yung concept ng feng shui in relation to the design work or construction in general?
Whenever I prepare plans, I always base it on architectural practice, not on construction.
Okay.
Because construction follows the design of of the designer. Because the design is always based on the plans prepared by the architect, wherein I integrate the design of the feng shui of that particular building or a residence.
Okay. So, I mean, we only have 1 hour actually for the show, but we have so much topics to touch on when we talk about
Oh
feng
yeah,
shui. So, let's get it
yes.
started na, Architect, because I really want to know also. Can you share with us siguro let's start with the basic principles muna of feng shui when planning a structure.
All right,
Give us,
all
yeah.
right. In general, when I ask for the birth date of this of the breadwinner, I always base the the main entrance, the main entrance on his favorable orientation.
Okay.
Always there's a favorable orientation for that particular residence that I prepare, because um, there is a certain computation for this, certain computation being followed to uh, uh, orient your favorable orientation to your favorable feng shui. See, so if in case, no, architect, if in case your main entrance does not favor your favorable orientation, I always place um, a remedy on that
Okay.
particular. Always there's a remedy for that. Now, which I place on the main door or on the main entrance of that building. Like for example, usually what we use is a glass or a mirror, no,
Okay.
to thwart off negative chi of forces. Because force is also called as a chi, or chi is chi is force. So
Yes.
meron kami mga remedy. We always place a remedy for that. Usually it's a mirror, or sometimes have you heard about five firecrackers being placed on that particular door?
Actually, no, not really. But you can tell me some information about that.
Yeah, that usually it always depends on the the kind of terrain or um, the atmosphere around. Let me have this. Let me have this. And usually, I let me show you a um, um, a bagua.
Okay.
This,
Oh,
this
wow.
kind of
Very
bagua.
ready, yeah. Okay, I love it.
This is what we call bagua. You could see there are eight trigrams and eight figures placed around there. So so that this will always attract good orientation or good vibration or good chi. All right.
Wow, okay.
But yung mga bad chi, it will thwart it off.
Hmm. Right.
Okay. So this is what I use inside the house or inside the office. But usually when dun sa mga doors, I place an ordinary bagwad like this one, like this one.
Yes, yes, yes. Just that one, the one in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, right.
But always there is a time for this to be placed on the entrance.
Oh, there's a
This,
time pa. There's a certain time
yeah,
and certain day.
that's it. No, not certain day, but a certain time. Usually it's
Mm-mm.
in the morning for you to place it. But
Oh, okay.
please be careful of reading these trigrams because hindi pwedeng pagbalik-balik ta rin ito eh.
So there is an exact position for that also.
Exactly.
Oh, see, there's so many rules. That's exactly why I'm so interested in knowing this. Kasi ang
Yeah.
daming very detailed talaga ang feng shui. And that's why I'm very, I'm impressed with those practicing it. Kasi talaga every single detail nakikita nyo. So, okay, that's one, sir. The main entrance. What else? Ano pang ibang basic principles ang pwede mong i-share sa amin?
One 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 thing I could share also is whenever your doors are facing each other, like two bedrooms,
Mm.
two
Yes, yes.
bedrooms. I mean, the doors are facing each other. It indicates that the occupants of that particular room always quarrel, always have negative. I mean, it affects their health,
Energy in health.
their
Okay.
energy, something like that. So what I do is I always place a mirror on top, a circular mirror on top of the door, a fixed circular mirror, and that's it. Magiging smooth ang kanilang relationship.
Nako, baka yan ang dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng mga bad relationships. Guys, you better check your you better check your doors. Baka
Yeah.
mamaya katapat
So,
yung ibang pintuan. And 'di ba, architect, meron pang sinasabi na you're not supposed to, or it's not recommended na ipagtapat sila kasi lumalabas yung energy. Tama ba? Is it in
that's
that
it.
rule?
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Oo.
Or, at tayo mga arkitekto, we have this, I don't know, bakit ganon, ano? We don't design play rooms that have doors that are yung magkakatapat sila. Di ba?
Yes, yes.
Usually we don't do that. And one
Right.
thing also is that a door that ends up to a stairwell going down. Di ba ginagawa
Okay.
natin? We don't do that.
Right,
Always,
right. Okay.
yeah. So,
Tama. Kaya yung
yun na
mga
lang.
fire exit doors natin, di ba, usually nasa side yan. Hindi rin talaga natin tinatapat sa stairwells.
That's it. So why do we do
Right.
that? It's feng shui also.
Yeah, I mean, those are, I guess some
Principles of feng
people,
shui.
yeah, some people know,
Exactly. Yeah,
hindi rin yun okay.
hindi okay. But
Oh,
if
wow.
pag wala ka ng choice doon, what I really do is I place a bamboo flute on this beam that resembles a bagwa. Dalawang
Yes.
bamboo flute that resembles a bagwa, and that will smoothen. I mean, yung
That area.
entire area.
Okay. I didn't know about the beam na ano rin pala yun, bad feng shui yun. What about, sir, when it comes to materials naman? Materials to be used.
Oh, you know, I in my practice of feng shui, let me tell you that there are flutes that are being sold medyo mamahalin eh. In my case, I always use practicality. So when I place a bamboo flute on the beam, sasabihin ko sa client, you can buy a bamboo flute in Baguio which is cheap. Diba? Yung bamboo flute sa Baguio, mumura, bamboo lang yun eh. Pero there are flutes that are quite expensive that you can buy, no? Medyo mamahalin. Maganda rin yun, but siyempre expensive yun, but medyo practical lang ako eh. I place a bamboo flute na dun sa beam, pero it's made of bamboo, and I place it right there. It's yung pareho rin ang magiging
effect nun.
Outcome nun.
Oo. Pero that's one thing, no, with the beam and then the orientation, the placing. When it comes to designing naman, sir, certain space, may mga particular materials ba that's bad feng shui? Or may mga good feng shui if you use wood, if you use, say, concrete, may ganun din ba in feng shui?
In my practice, wala eh. Wala akong pinipili ng mga materials na na makakasama sa feng shui. Always yung mga orientation. Sa akin, orientation.
What about sir, lighting? Di ba sabi nila when the room is parang bright, does that also add to the good energy? Can you tell us more about that?
That's true. Of course, if pag bright ang lighting mo, of course your energy will be good, no?
Right.
And yung sunlight coming from the east, always from the east, that comes in your home is good. Pero when it orients sa west or south or sa north, hindi maganda yun.
So north and south, huwag masyado. Okay.
Wag. East is sunrise eh.
Pero sa west, sir, maliban sa mainit, pag west, okay lang.
Southwest is okay, pero hindi. Always I place some materials that would be good
remedy
for the
naman.
may mga remedy tayo doon.
Okay. And then, so natakal natin yung orientation, and then you also have a good flowing floor plan, right? So that's another principle in feng shui. What about mga landscape? Ang dami ngayon, sir, who's so into plants, mga ganyan. Is that good feng shui also? Mga indoor?
Most definitely, yes, architect. Ang mga landscape, of course, if you have a good landscape design, maganda rin yun, no? But if you will notice kung yung isang area dyan is full of trash, full of garbage, you have bad feng shui. So definitely you have to have a good landscape of your entire house or your entire building.
Pero you don't have any particular plants naman that will bring good feng shui, or is it just in general okay ang landscaping?
The plants, yung mga plants yung may mga sharp edges. Mga sharp edges.
Okay yun.
Okay yun, no? Okay yun. Yung mga let me have this may mahaba. Let me show it to architect. Yung mga
Ito ba, architect, pasado ba tong plant ko sa likod? Pasado ba to? Ano yan?
Yeah. Okay yan, architect. Yan.
Heart shape yan. Siguro naman pag heart, swerte, no? Ayan. That's the snake plant, right?
Yes. The snake plant.
Okay, snake plant, very good.
Yes. Yeah.
Nako, congratulations sa mga Congratulations sa mga plantita dyan. Okay na okay ang bamboo plant. Ang snake plant. Approved kay architect.
Yeah. Ang negative, let me tell you, architect,
Okay.
mga cactus
What?
na may thorns. Yung mga cactus may
why?
mga thorns. May mga thorns. Hindi maganda 'yon sa loob ng bahay.
So, hindi siya okay sa loob ng bahay. Pero sa labas, okay lang.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Sa labas. Okay.
So for those who are listening and like you would want to practice having, maximizing lang naman to your space. If you wanna, invite the good chi, good energy flow, o cactus, wag daw. Pero snake plant, pwede. Approved din yung I think what you're saying, yung matusok, I think that's a spider plant eh. So,
Yeah.
okay rin yun. Yun yung mga sinasabi mo. Alright. And I mean, this is super exciting, but dami ko nang tinanong sa'yo, Architect Elmo. Let's just pause for a short break para naman, you can re-energize. And then when we come back, we will be talking about a lot of things more about Feng Shui, and we'll be joined by another guest today. So, guys, don't forget to type in your questions for Architect Elmo here on Facebook, Kumu, or YouTube, wherever you're watching. So don't go away. Curve TV's Bold Talks Season 2 will be right back.
Thank you.
Panasonic.
So, Architect and everyone, welcome back to Curve TV's Bold Talk Season 2. Joining Architect Elmo is the principal architect of AHPT and Architects, Mr. Architect Adriel Tan. Hi, Architect Adriel.
Hello, hi, good evening.
Ayan. How are you, Architect Adriel? You're doing good?
Okay naman, given pandemic.
Yes,
I
I
hope
know.
everyone is doing well.
Yeah, I hope everyone is safe, diba? So now, this is going to be more of a good conversation because we already have two architects who practices also, and they try to insert Feng Shui in their planning. So while you weren't here yet, Architect Adriel, we were talking about some principles of Feng Shui designs. Architect Elmo, you were mentioning to me over the break yung gusto mong ipasabi of the bakod. What was that? Can you share that to us?
If you notice, there are some fences that have sharp points on their dudot, dun sa dudot ng mga steel nila, di ba? Pointing upwards or pointing towards your neighbor also, which is not good. No? It's no good kasi I understand, architect and also understand this. Yung mga sharp edges na point toward
Or minsan yung salamin, di ba nauso yun? Yung glass.
Oh, yung broken glass.
Right.
I didn't know, nagpapala sila sa Feng Shui Master, gano'n. Pagbalik, puro pula. Mali lahat. So, the Orient, mga things. But in general sense, it's just practical. So, like yung door, like what's mentioned kanina, mga doors, mga stairs. Kasi mafe-feel mo rin eh. Actually, you are the best barometer of Feng Shui. You will feel like, kunyari, may bias mo. Matutulog ka na. Diba? So,
right.
That's what we do actually. We don't, kay the architect, he's a consultant. So, what he does is very in-depth. What we do is just practical things. Like, kunyari, for developers, ang hirap eh. Kunyari, what you do door to door. Kunyari, gumawa ka ng condo, door tatapat sa door. It's space saving. Diba? Kasi, I mean, you want to maximize the space. But yung thing is, it will hurt market. Let's say you have clients na actually marami, they do believe, not saying na it has to be Chinese, or it's just that they believe ganon. So it will hurt your marketability. So minsan, even if clients na they don't really believe, they want to do it for the sake of,
Yes.
they want to earn money. So
Right. Because some of their end users kasi are very conscious with Feng Shui naman. So they kind of have to adjust to that. Kami personally, kasi sa firm din namin, pag nakakita kami ng dalawang doors na magkatapat, ano na yan, automatic gagalawin na rin namin yan. Kasi parang when you're an architect, hindi ka na rin talaga sanay magkaroon ng doors na magkakatapat, di ba? Parang there's something awkward regarding that. So on your end, Architect Adriel, it's more of it's a deliberate approach on your end, or usually request na yan ng client mo na i-incorporate Feng Shui?
I think kami with Architect and that's parang inuwin tayo siya. So if isipin mo, di man yan adverse niya as. But the thing is, once na nagka-yung clutter, wala tayong energy sa kanya, siya. So spark joy sa kanya. It can be, we're practicing spark joy, something like that. So it's just practicality lang na, it's just, if you feel comfortable, more or less, andun na. That's how we approach it. You get very deep, like with what Architect Elmo does, may specifics sa, totoo kasi may specifics, like kunyari, may ganon, may ganon. On our end, we just go mga basics, like mga doors, elements. Don't go.
More or less mga or planning offices. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Architect Elmo.
Yeah, that's very important yung sinabi ni Architect Adriel, no? It's practicality. No, it's practicality. But beyond that, there are some underlying statement there is practicality. Yes, that's correct, Architect.
Yeah, and maganda talagang i-apply yun. Kasi the energy is important, especially when you follow it at home, diba? Everybody's looking for that zen. I mean, that flow of energy keeps everyone happy and calm. So, okay, so in your practice naman, Architect Adriel, what are the usual architectural materials used to contrast bad Feng Shui from your end?
For materials, actually not that much. So more on yung issue is layout. Like, again, it will go back to practicality. Like how we design kitchens. May mga elements So fire element, bawal water, ganun, kontra. So if isipin mo logically, may sense naman, ganun. Pero when you do it practically, when you design it, you want to create yung triangle. So yung ref mo, di pwede tumapat sa stove, yung lababo. But so you follow that in Feng Shui. But yung thing is, once you apply it, ma-realize mo, ganun pala talaga yung flow. Kasi let's say, kumuha ka sa ref, magkakat ka, sa lababo ka muna, bago ka kahit nakapikit ka, I mean, yung mafe-feel mo siya na ganun yung sense. So, materials, not so much. Actually, there's no specific material na magsasabi na, okay, this is good Feng Shui, ganun. But, more on layout orientation and how the space is made.
So that's in the kitchen. Okay. Ano pa yung other spaces usually na nag-a-apply ka ng Feng Shui orientation sa layouts?
Yung pinaka-headache namin, yung pinaka-headache namin, I think with Architect Elmo, is sa stairs. Kasi very specific yung steps. So minsan, magva-vary. Kasi gusto natin, senyorita, 0.15 by 0.30 para maganda yung step mo. But the thing is, minsan, kailangan may hinahabol tayong number. So, on our end, mahirap pa kasi cannot be divisible by 3 or 4. 3 naman
At
is
saka yan
you
yung
have,
Oro Plata Mata, di ba?
yes,
Oro Plata
yun.
Mata yan
So
eh.
you have to make everybody happy. 4 naman is sa Chinese, so it's yung also you
Good,
don't want
better,
to
bad,
go
worse.
to yung dulong step na nasa nasa bad.
Worse.
May ganun yun eh.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yun yung pinakamahirap na part actually kasi kunyari let's say gumawa ka high rise then fire exit mo or yung main stair mo, ang dami
Right.
nun. So a-adjust ka yung height mo, a-adjust, nagkamali, a-adjust ka ulit lahat. So yung mga
So hinahabol
other
mo
than,
talaga yon.
yes, on our end hinahabol. For clients, very particular sila sa steps. Kasi yun yung, well, may symbolism yan. So, progress nila yun eh. So, yun
Right.
yung, so parang kunyari, natigil ka sa bad ka na, parang gano'n. Yung, feeling lang, more on sa feeling, it's
Yan, usual. Go ahead. Mas bad na alin.
mas bad is parang yung hagdan. Yun talaga, tisod ka.
Logically.
Diba, kunyari,
Bad talaga yun.
bumawas ka.
Oo.
Bad na ba?
Kahit anong perspective nating tingnan, bad talaga yon. Huwag tutularan yung
very,
gano'n.
very bad.
What about you, Architect
yeah.
Elmo? Recent projects that you applied Feng Shui, maybe in the layout, it can be an office or any commercial or bahay that you can share with us.
Yeah, this is one thing that I would like to share, with regards to pregnant mothers na yung kanilang bed. Siyempre, spouses stay in one bed, boy and girl, Pero yung pag pregnant ang mother, pag pregnant ang wife mo, make it a point not to move your bed. Don't ever move your bed.
Move your bed or like reorient it in the place.
No, reorient or just move it. Don't ever move it when you're conceiving.
Oh, why is that, sir? What is the explanation behind that?
I just don't know, pero it really happens na pag I had one client who was pregnant na ginalaw niya yung bed. They reoriented their bed, At ano siya, nalaglag yung kanya.
Miscarriage. Nagkaroon siya ng miscarriage.
Nalaglag yung kanya.
Pero, paano naman paano kung they are moving to a new unit and that's okay?
That's okay. Pero staying in your house and they're orienting your bed, within 9 months, you don't have to move your bed.
Okay.
May explanation yan.
Anong
Explanation? Kasi
yes. Sorry.
Explanation na sa akin nung time na yun, is parang like, I don't think mga past lives, mga ganon. So what's your parang cell number, naikot yung mga tao. So, siya. So, parang kunyari, yung bed kasi settlement mo yun eh. Once na nalihis ka, parang yung dapat punta, parang mawawala. Yun yung sinabi sa akin. Mawawala siya.
Okay.
So, dapat yun yung, kunyari, ito, parang infrared, 1:1 ka. So, parang papunta sa'yo, then umalis ka, not necessarily naman na pero yung energy flow.
Mag-disorient siguro.
Mag-disorient. So parang ganun. I mean, so no way to prove it. But ganun siya. Very, you don't know kasi it's energy flow. So,
yes.
Basta you just have to keep it flowing. So parang, I mean, di ba? Wala naman mababawas sa'yo. So, follow.
Within 9 months.
Yeah.
Tama yun. And I mean, it's I don't think lahat ng mga pregnant women alam yung rule na yun. So, again, we're trying to give you guys tips on how you can, apply it at home also so that you can invite the good energy in your houses. So, when you apply Feng Shui in planning, is the size of the project relevant? Or kahit as small as a toilet, pwede mo nang gawin yon? Or do you have like, pag high rises, dun mo lang pwede i-practice yung Feng Shui?
Oh, you can practice Feng Shui. You can always practice Feng Shui on any structures that you're going to design.
And yes.
Yeah.
Is it fine kung wari sa isang bahay, no? Hindi mo na pa Feng Shui yung entire house, but there are just certain rooms na naka Feng Shui. Is that still going to be workable?
You mentioned there are certain places that are
certain
favorable.
Places lamang. Oo.
Favorable. That would be good because unknowingly you have already prepared your Feng Shui in a favorable way, no?
Right.
Pero
right.
there are designs that are really unfavorable, which you will easily a Feng Shui expert can easily notice that would be against the principles of Feng Shui, and this is where you come in.
Right. So, na-experience nyo na ba yung pumasok kayo sa isang space, tas pagpasok nyo, ano ba to? Ang dami kong gustong kayusin dito, ah.
Many times.
Sige nga, Architect Elmo, can you give me one experience pagpasok mo, parang you suddenly questioned or commented na dapat ganito yung nangyari? You don't have to mention the structure. Like
when some clients want their residences to be redesigned or and pagpasok mo hindi talaga magandang vibration mo. You will feel that. You will really feel that. Anybody can feel that. Pagpasok mo siguro, you have also experience as an architect. Pag may gusto magpa-redesign ng kanilang ano ba ito? Nakakapag...
parang ang sarap talaga i-redesign. Parang gano'n, no? Yun yung feeling.
Feel that. Yeah. So,
what about you, Adriel? Yeah.
Actually, the best is design stage. Kasi libre yung drawing yung pencil, mabilis ibura. Pero once na andun na, semento na, it's very hard. Minsan, like we've done retrofitting, ganun rin. Minsan kasi hindi siya, ka na lang lesser of two evils kasi wala ka na choice. May mga things na wala ka na choice. If it's structural, ganun, may cost implication. So, that's what Architect Elmo was mentioning kanina. May mga pangontra, ganun. Pero parang kunyari, sa school, pasado ka naman 75, pero syempre gusto mo yung 100 ka.
Yeah. So may mga remedies.
Pwede naman. So makuha siguro 85, 80, gano'n. Pero syempre gusto mo lagi 100. So the best is design stage. So design stage pa lang, makonsider mo na lahat. You'll be as close to perfect as possible.
Exactly.
Pero not saying na, kunyari, let's say pagpunta mo sa isang structure, you feel na okay, design can intervene, yun yung pero hindi siya yung things like that. Pero sa lots ibang so when you go to lots, iba rin yung consideration nun. Lots kasi may choice ka na hindi mo bilhin. So may mga shapes I think Architect Elmo can share pag sa mga real estate naman. Lots, diba? Orientation, shape.
Yeah.
Yes, now that you've mentioned that, Can you give us some tips on that, Architect Elmo? Maraming bumibili ng properties. What's a good property? What do they try to search or look for na hindi okay? Anong tip ang pwede mong ibigay sa amin?
One basic example which I could share to you is when you notice a lot which is what we call a dustpan shape.
Okay.
That's
pan shape.
Yeah. The entrance is coming from the wider length than that would be a good shape. That would be a good lot. But when your lot is on the narrow side and the wider side is at the back, it would not be. I think it's not good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, okay, go ahead, Adriel.
More on yun kasi usually pag mga Feng Shui gano'n, very practical lang yun parang analogy lang. So parang dustpan, sasaluhin mo lahat para nakagulong ka. Salo mo lahat.
Okay.
ano yung term sa Tagalog, nung umulan ng swerte, pag gano'n yung lote mo, salo mo. Pero pag gano'n, wala, tapon lahat. So, ganun lang siya.
Yung malas,
So that's the basic. So that's the basic principle behind that lot. Paano kung kunwari the lot is narrow all throughout? Okay lang yun. Hindi naman, kunwari, pantay, okay lang. So doon tayo sa hindi lang pantay na frontage.
Usually naman kasi yung lot is rectangular or square, okay yung mga gano'n.
Tama. Kasi nga naman, minsan bihira ka lang din naman makakita ng lote na parang pag gano'n na shape no? Kasi but yung sa gilid mo, isipin mo parang sayang rin yung space. But right, I think I've seen some properties na gano'n ng size. So basta ang frontage mo dapat doon is the wider side. Okay. So ang question ko ngayon is what are your thoughts when it comes to the idea na is Feng Shui for everyone? May pinipili lang ba yung Feng Shui? Dapat ba lahat ng tao mag-practice ng Feng Shui? What's your take on that, Adriel?
Like I mentioned a while ago, hindi siya requirement. I mean, papasa ka naman sa 75, di ba? But the thing is, when kasi you spend most of your life in the house like now, work from home. So, mas malaki yung impact ngayon ng house mo. Actually, for office, ganun na rin. So, majority ng time mo, you spend it there. You want it na, you feel good, ganun. You have good energy. It's something na very intangible. So, you can put a value to that. So, pwede sabihin, this is how much, ganun. Pero yung thing is, once na na-feel mo yung value nung everyday, okay yung flow mo, nakakaano ka. It's not naman na, pag bad Feng Shui, necessarily, may masamang mangyayari. It's not like that. Yeah. So more on yung day by day mo, you feel good, mas maano ka. Kasi you create your own destiny actually. But yung thing is, yung doon, everyday na, yung increment mo, everyday na okay yung energy mo, it will add up, parang ganun.
Right, correct. I agree with that. What about you, Architect Elmo?
I love what Architect Dan has mentioned a while ago, that your energy inside your home, you will feel comfortable inside your home when you have a good Feng Shui. Okay, so if you really have a good Feng Shui, you can sleep well. You can mingle with your family happily. You have good energy, no? But if you have a bad Feng Shui, wow, you know what I mean? Hindi maganda talaga. No? Feng Shui talaga mag-aansel.
And how many times have we heard that line na, parang it's a typical Filipino perspective also na, wala naman masama kung susundin natin yan. Diba? Parang yun naman yung lagi nilang sinasabi. Parang wala namang mawawala. But then, yun nga, there are some instances that hindi mo lang talaga pwede i-follow for the functionality probably of the space, or siguro some things are going to be compromised if ganun yung mangyayari. So, in situations like that, people would start to conclude na hindi kasi natin sinunod yung Feng Shui. Hindi kasi natin finalo yung ganun. What's your take on that? Kasi, I mean, sinabi ni Architect Adriel kanina, yeah, it's okay not to follow it. Hindi naman ibig sabihin malas ka na sa buhay mo, di ba? But it's really more of the, the flow of your activities day by day, right? Parang ganun yun,
There's where your remedy comes in already. How will you remedy the situation? Like, for example, you could not your concrete beam, which is on top of your bed, hindi mo pwedeng gibain yan.
Yes.
So what should you do? All right? That's what I mentioned. Place a bamboo flute that resembles a bagua on top of the beam. Kasi hindi mo naman pwedeng gibain yung concrete beam Right? So the remedy comes in. That's where the remedy comes in.
What we do usually, kino-cover namin ng ceiling. We don't delve into very specifics na talagang kasi na yun very spiritual realm na yun So di namin so what we do, kino-cover namin ng ceiling. Kasi minsan
i-conceal na lang ninyo yung beam.
Kino-conceal namin. Kasi minsan walang choice.
Yeah.
So, ano lang siya, ganun rin, practicality, kasi it removes yung visual impact ba na ano. And ano rin, in terms of spirituality, chi flow-wise, ano rin siya, kasi parang ano rin lang yung overall nun, mas maliwala siya. Actually, end goal lang naman at the end of the day, it's just to achieve yung good feeling for everyone. It's not like black and white naman na ano. Kasi yung actually even not necessarily Feng Shui. I mean as Pinoy, kahit yung bahay kubo design, it follows the principle. I mean unknowingly. Yung ganun. So you just have to design it. So doon papasok yung design. Without
design it properly talaga. Right, tama.
Yeah, you have to design properly.
But what I mean though, no? Kasi there are some existing houses na nakalabas na, naka-expose na yung beam nila. Naka-expose na yung concrete beam na hindi mo naman pwedeng na talaga. So what you do, hindi naman natin pwedeng i-conceal yung beam kasi naka-exist. Ayaw na nilang gumastos eh. So okay, place a bamboo float on that beam. Yung sabi ko. And it works really.
At least may remedies talaga, 'di ba? And okay, so now that we have a lot of tips and principles and methods here of Feng Shui and design, we have a photo here of a house situated in an irregular shape and tumbok lot. Yun yung sinasabi natin. It should be seen on screen. Ayan. So right now, the viewers can see it. If the advice given to the potential buyer was to think thrice before buying, and if they really want to buy it, the recommendation was to demolish the existing house. So, what can you comment on this case? Nakikita nyo ba yung yung lot natin? So, it's a irregular shape and tumbok lot. Maybe we can send it to Architect Elmo's messenger if he can see it. But on Facebook, Adriel, can you see it? On screen? Okay, sige. So, I will describe to you the lot. So, irregular shape siya. And then, tumbok lot siya. So, nandun siya sa tumbok mismo. Ngayon, meron siyang katabi na existing house. Okay? Now, this property na gusto nilang ibilhin, there is an existing house there. Ngayon, the recommendation daw was to demolish the house. Okay, yan. Can you see it now? We just sent it to you. Yan. What can you comment on this case?
On my messenger?
It's on Messenger. Yes, Architect Elmo. Dun sa group natin. Can you see it, Adriel?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Thoughts on this case? Pag-isipan daw ng mabuti yung pagbili ng property na yan.
Yeah. Pero sana if you could show me the exact shape of the lot, I could make a comment on that. And how the house, the floor plan of the house looks like.
Pero would you recommend na demolish na lang the house and then instead of,
You see, Architect, it depends on the design of the house, but if the orientation of the main entrance is right in front of the roadway, I would be recommending placing a bagua on top of the door.
Okay.
That's the bagua. Huwag mo na i-demolish. But then, kung gusto naman ng client na palitan na lang everything, depends on the client though. But if you will ask me...
Sorry to cut you, Architect Elmo, no?
Okay.
Para lang may added information on the lot. I think medyo chamfered yung corner nung lote. So, hindi siya straight. So, may parang nakahati yung corner nung lot, kaya irregular siya. And then, nasa dead end yung lote, tapos yung orientation ng bahay, iba. So, yun yung added information ko. Baka lang meron pa kayong tips na mabigay. Go ahead, Architect Elmo.
Maraming remedies yan eh. Like, placing bushes in front of the sa may property area. Matataas na mga bushes. or placing a bagua on top of the main entrance door na natatamaan ng tumpok.
So the bushes can help the landscape.
It really helps, yes.
Right. What about for you, Architect Adriel? Your thoughts on this?
Actually, more on yung structure kasi, you can change that. So, depende kung ano yung... actually, cost implication lang yan at the end of the day. Will it cost more to demolish? Or, pero yung pinaka-important lang, things na you have to consider, yung things na di mo na magagalaw, yung tutumbok ka ba sa road? Ano yung shape ng lot? Those are things na kahit anong gawin mo, wala ka na magagawa. Design-wise, sa structure itself, it's not that big of a factor. Kasi pag kinombine yun, may ibang shape na ulit lalabas na hindi, I think di clear sa kasi we just see yung sa Google. So hindi namin, yun, at the end of the day, kung asan yung road, dapat, yung kaninang, tawag din, dustpan.
Yung shape, yung pinag-usapan natin,
you follow
the dustpan, right.
Okay na yun. Kasi everything else, depende how you want it. Let's say you go for renovation, you will save on time. But cost just the same. Cost is the same. Ma-restrict ka pa. So
Tama.
It's a different question. Let's say you have the budget for it, you have the time. Better to demolish. So clean slate ka. You can do
clean slate ka.
Makukuha mo yung 100. Pag tsatsaga ka, parang plus minus ka lang dun sa with renovation.
Tama, because sometimes when you try to renovate an existing house, there are the pros and cons, right? Tama ka dyan, depende yan sa budget mo. And sometimes when you renovate a structure, minsan nga na mas napapamahal ka pa Kasi you're not sure the history, you have to check the history of the structure, gano'n na ba katagal yan, yung mga columns, yung beams. So, ang dami, mamaya magre-retrofit ka ba dyan, hindi natin alam. So, there is may pros and cons talaga yan.
No? Pero lagi mas mahal. Renovation. Renovation lagi mas mahal. Misconception yung makakatipid ka. Mas mahal siya lagi. Yung habol mo lang dun is yung time. It's faster. Malaki difference ng new construction to renovation. Pero costing wise, mas mamahal ka. And may restrictions ka pa.
Architect Elmo, you were saying something?
Like the same as architect
same.
Cost wise.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned to us the different ways, right, to counter bad chi. So in relation to that case and dun sa iba nating discussion kanina, what bad chi is so bad that cannot be solved and should be avoided entirely in design? Ano yung talagang allergic talaga kayo na pag nakita niyo yan, nako, that's super no-no, that's super bad. Aside from what you discussed kanina, are there certain elements talaga that brings really bad energy in terms of design?
One is like what we have mentioned a while ago, is tumbok. It's a no-no, really.
Talagang bad element
is that when we're speaking of a commercial area, commercial area that is right in front of a skyway.
Okay.
Commercial area in front of a skyway that has no Feng Shui study yet. You will notice it does not succeed. No?
Oh, okay.
So one thing, if you will notice, you notice SM Mega Mall. SM Mega Mall is successful, because it has these glasses that wards off negative energy, negative chi.
Oh, it's the facade, you mean, yung glass sa facade.
Pero nasa tapat mismo ng skyway, hindi maganda yung nasa tapat ng skyway ng iyong commercial area. Am I right?
Go ahead, Adriel.
Actually, may trivia dati. Henry C. doesn't believe daw sa... He's Chinese, but he doesn't believe
Yeah.
He doesn't believe. More on business sense lang talaga siya. Pero yung eventually, yung bibili sa kanya, they believe. So wala siyang customer if di siya naniwala. Eventually, gave in. Yeah.
And then, and I mean, So, ibig sabihin, when the commercial is across flyover, parang ganyan, or skyway yon, medyo kailangan talaga nila gawa ng remedy yon for the bad chi. And
Yeah,
ang dami
pero
natin nakikitang ganyan dito. Maraming ganyang cases dito, di ba?
Yeah, notice, di ba?
Yes,
Pero
yes.
if you have you passed this newly constructed skyway dito sa may
Yes, I've experienced that. Yeah.
you will notice that buildings already are being designed parang mga mga curtain walls, mga ganon. Kasi they follow good feng shui.
Okay.
Curtain walls.
Got it. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Yes, go ahead.
Another thing is when your structure is located on a formerly cemetery.
Yes.
Oh.
That's a no-no. But really, may mga remedies pa rin doon.
What is the remedy though there, sir? Anong pinaka pwedeng gawin? Wala eh. Kumari, the lot talaga was a cemetery before. How do you deal with that?
Malalim na ano na yun eh. Malalim na...
In-depth na ba yun? Or orientation rin ba yan ng buildings? Kung saan nakaharap?
Hindi sa lote na eh. Sa lote na.
Okay. So talagang that is really bad chi.
Yeah, there are some lots being planted with snakes, something like that.
Okay.
May mga rituals na yan.
Okay. Hindi na ilalagyan ng snakes, ha? Tama ba? Tama yung rinig ko?
Dead snake.
Dead snakes. Oh, okay. Wow. That's interesting. What about you, Adriel? Kasi may dead snakes na tayo here on the show para pang ng remedy ng bad chi. I mean, sa mga nagtitingin ng cementerio lots dyan, dead snakes. One free consultation. Okay, Adriel, what about you? What's a super bad chi for you? No talaga.
For me, more on, that's... Pero kasi minsan, may mga pumapatol kasi it's the real estate location eh. So may mga pumapatol, ganon, tapos ganon lang, remedy na lang. Kasi minsan you can't resist na, even if you know all these things, parang na-research mo, you know everything, pero ang ganda ng location, hanap na lang pangontra kasi at the end of the day,
tama.
Yung objective mo is to, pero yung lots talaga, if you can, avoid. Pero if hindi, I mean, remedy. Pero you won't get, let's say, kunyari, parang you get 50%, something like that. Di siya, so you have to be prepared na may mga ganun instances. It's not, lang naman. It's not black and white. It's just, lang. Practicality pa rin at the end of the day. Cause we're so, cause is key. Cause is key.
A lot of point ng feng shui.
That's true.
Yes, I mean, ang daming ideas na pwedeng gawin to. And like for example, I just wanna insert this. Maraming right sa mga units. And if they move in, basically, wala na rin naman silang magagawa because the structure is yung orientation na lang ng mga furniture, ng mga stuff inside the unit. What could be your recommendation there? There's one already, yung sinabi ni Adriel na yung ref, yung fridge, dapat hindi katapat yung stove, na usually naman hindi magagawa yun sa condo minsan kasi usually yung iba, lang yan, diba? Straight.
Hilera lang.
Depende sa, hilera lang yan. Minsan tinitipid pa tayo dyan. Or pag get a bigger space yun, kaya na yun magharapan. What are the other tips that you can give? Kasi ang dami talaga nakatira sa mga condo ngayon. Are there any remedies or orientation kahit the furniture, say the living room or sa toilet, mga ganyan? Meron pa ba?
Kasi ako, architect, first and foremost, bago ako pumasok sa isang condominium unit, tinitignan ko muna yung kanyang main entrance. Kasi sarili niya, main entrance. If your main entrance is oriented to your favorable orientation of the breadwinner, that would be good. But if it will be oriented dun sa unfavorable orientation niya at wala kang magagawa, always may remedy yan.
Pero Architect Elmo, how do you know your favorable orientation? Sinong nakakaalam nun?
As I mentioned, yung breadwinner lagi, you have a family.
Oo.
It can be the father, it can be the mother. No? Kasi minsan ang breadwinner. Diba?
Yes, pero what I mean here is, as kunwari ako yung breadwinner, paano ko nalalaman yung favorable position sa akin? Ako bang may alam niyan, or sinasabi ba yan sa akin?
May computation yan.
Kayo na. Okay. So that's part of the service already. Parang gano'n, tama. Oh, may computation. Kasi I mean, hindi for those, like for example ako, hindi ko rin naman talaga alam yung favorable. So it's the Feng Shui experts already who
Yes.
tells us the favorable. Okay. All right. What about you, Adriel?
Actually, what we do usually is, that's why we would try to get yung mga pre-selling na condos. So you have choice kung kunyari Tower A, Tower B, mga ganon. You can get, usually what gusto favorable is morning sun, ganon. Yung practical things. Then ka lang doon para may choice ka. Kasi kahit sabihin mo, let's say within the room, wala kang choice. Pero yung pinaka-important part kasi doon yung orientation eh. Where are you oriented? Doon yun yung flow. Gusto mo isalo lahat. So
Favorable
chi flow, yeah. You want the most chi flow as possible. So within the condo itself, medyo limited yung mo. Pero yung what you can do is before you buy lot or anything, once you know yung mga principles, dun ka na at least yung ma-eliminate mo na yung mga unfavorable, then you go from there.
Yeah. At least may guide ka, architect, di ba? Meron
yeah.
To follow.
Kesa wala, kasi
yeah. Kasi bili ka na ng lote. Yung pala, nabibili mo, hindi na pala favorable sa'yo. Malas yun.
Yeah.
Oo.
Kasi like kunyari sa real estate, kunyari may history, may matayan doon or something. Kahit na yun. I mean,
yeah.
So kunyari sa kahit sa condo, let's say ikaw yung pinakadulo, tumbok mo, fire escape patabi mo, definitely very very bad na yun. Kahit anong
okay, so sige, for in that case, architect, so if the unit is katabi mo yung fire exit, medyo bad chi din ba yan?
No, depends on your favorable.
Depends talaga. Alright.
Depends.
Okay. So, kasi usually, there are some condos, yung mga nasa dulo yan, yung malalaking cuts. Diba? Minsan naman, usually ganun yun. Diba? So, we're not saying here na malasa na bad chi agad kapag katabi niyo yung stairwells. Again, it depends on the favorable position of the breadwinner. Parang ganon. Or
favorable orientation.
Orientation, sorry.
Actually, more orientation. Kasi let's say, what you're saying, Patch, kanina, kunyari, nasa dulo ka, pero corner mo, you get corner sun, ang ganda, may very good.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, so parang it balances, no? Nagbabalance sila ng energy. Alright. Kung hindi napapansin ng ibang tao, maraming naghahanap ng mga units space. Kasi naman, morning sun naman talaga yan. Ubus agad ang east.
Lagi ubus.
Ang sinabi mo, ubus ka agad.
Yung mga units mo, majority sa kanila nakatapat sa east. Okay na. Diba? Magandang yun for marketing. Yes, the pricing is good. So, meron bang idea that if the window is big or larger, does it entail good or bad chi, or wala naman?
Wala naman.
Doesn't apply?
Ang nag-apply doon yung positioning ng bed mo.
Okay.
Like for example, your headboard, ay nakatapat sa sa window.
Mm-hmm.
Yung headboard mo nakatapat sa window. It's not good.
Not good. Okay.
Well,
What do you do there?
I'll add.
Yes, please.
Go ahead. But I'll add to that yung what you're saying.
What's your remedy to that, Almo?
What I usually do if you really could not reorient your bed, what you would be recommending is placing heavy curtain on the window.
Heavy curtain.
Yeah,
Oo.
or yung
Yung blinders, pwede na ba yun?
yung blinds na malalaki.
Oo.
Yeah.
Oo. Oh, okay. So there's a remedy. Okay. Go ahead, Adriel. What
Doon actually is to block. Basta mabablock mo lang kasi ayaw mo nung lumabas ba. Like kunyari for mga office design, let's say offices, when we design offices, yung usually yung kung saan yung CEO, yung head, yung likod niya dapat pader, bato. It can't be glass, it can't be in terms
Solid
of
wall.
lang yun parang kailangan solid wall. Kaya may mga iba, let's say particularly for Chinese, no, what we do, picture ng mountain, painting lang, galon, yung mga tigre, yung kung ano-ano. I don't know if you've seen that, but yun yung pang
Yes.
kasi you want yung foundation mo solid, parang ganyan. So, yun yung
okay.
niya.
That makes sense. Nako, may nakikita akong mga offices na yung CEO nasa likod nila glass. So hindi pala yun okay. That's bad G pala.
No, hindi yung conception na gano'n okay lang yun, may malaki siyang glass sa likod niya, no? So long as you have a heavy curtain at the the window.
Ma-block mo lang. Huwag siyang true and true kasi tagos ka. Actually,
Okay
yung
lang,
isang
bintana.
dun is backstab daw pag business. It's backstabbing. Kasi malambot yung likod mo. Well, again, no way to prove, but ganun siya. Kunyari, glass siya. Parang mabilis ka ma-target, something like that. So,
something like that. Yeah.
But I mean, it to some point, it makes sense, right?
Ganun lang siya. It makes sense.
The reasoning behind materials and how it affects psychologically. Like, there's no science to prove naman na the backstabbing, let's take an example, the backstabbing is true. But, nga naman, if you have a window sa likod mo, that's thinner material compared to having a solid wall, diba? So, parang you have that ako minsan uneasy ako kapag glass yung sa likod ko. Tapos lalo na kapag nasa high-rise ka, 'di ba? Di mo alam pag lumindol, isip mo agad, pagsak ka agad, 'di ba? So, I mean, those are, I think yun yung natutulong ng Feng Shui, that it gives you that psychological awareness also. And tama, the energy flow is better.
So I think it was down again to practicality, architect.
Yes. That's right.
Feng Shui is there to guide. Yun yung pinaka-purpose ng Feng Shui. It's to guide you. Yun yung pinaka-ano. Kasi kung if ikaw as kunya layman, totally wala kang knowledge, di mo maisip lahat yun. We as designers, kung wala tayong alam na things like that, actually it lalabas rin sa design Kunyari, ginawa natin ganun. Tapos ma-feel nung end user natin that they're not comfortable. Di rin nila ma-explain. Di nila, but parang di lagi sa area na to. But yun, Feng Shui explains it. It guides you. It tells you what to do, what to avoid. Kaya parang ganun lang siya. Di siya, kasi minsan mga tao na intimidate parang, dapat ba ganun? Siyempre, lahat gusto 100 lagi. Pero siyempre, kung nag-aral ka, kung anong prepare mo, anong willing mo spend that time or something to gastusan mo to achieve that, it's up to you. It's totally up to you.
At saka minsan kasi, 'di ba, tama yung sinabi mo meron kang feeling na parang may negative lang akong parang may mali. 'Di ba? Pero okay naman lahat. I mean, everything is well built.
Yeah.
But when that's why some people would say, i-arrange mo kaya yung ganito, dapat, or dagdagan mo kaya ng halaman yung lugar mo, and then later on, 'di ba, you feel different after that. So it really does help on the psychological aspect also of people. Kasi it relates already to your to your energy, diba? And again, it helps you with your day-to-day activities. Again, it's practical. And Feng Shui really is there to guide us.
Yes, and that's been one big advantage for us architects. One big advantage for us architects to be guided by Feng Shui.
Yes, I agree. if there's one profession talaga na really helps with Feng Shui, it is architecture. Kasi sa design pa lang, nagagawan mo na ng paraan, diba? So, nakakatulong na tayo agad. Right? And I mean, I've learned so much in our segments. Thank you very much. So, let's just take this moment. I just want to say hi to those who are listening to us and watching us on Facebook. We have there Nick Robert D. And then Suwani Tan is here also. Galing daw ng inaanak niya. Bianca Tan is here saying hi, Ids. We also have RJ Katbagan. And we have people watching us. We have Marbel Zanaga, Mia Casais, Rosalind Cansana. Thank you so much for watching us. And on Kumu also, guys, thank you. Nandun kayo, sila Demi Salango, Divine Grace Pasqua, and all the other watchers on Kumu. Thank you very much. Now, Architect Elmo, thank you for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. Again, excited talaga ako for this episode. Now, please tell us what other services you can provide and how we can keep in touch with you naman.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Can I share my number? So, my number.
Yes.
My
or email. Yes, your contact or email. We can so that we can post it under later on so that people can get in touch with you with your services.
My email address is elmocoloma83@gmail.com.
Okay.
And my number is 0933 818-5108. That's for for 0926-3736 for Globe.
Okay, we got that. All right.
Oh, by the way, aside from being an architect, I'm also a professional boxing referee.
Oh,
wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Pag may
I
away.
love boxing. Nung pre-pandemic, sir, yan talaga ang pang-exercise ko, boxing. Ngayon, hindi ko magawa eh. No boxing.
Tatlong beses ko na referee si Senator Manny.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's it,
Do you still do that until, pre-pandemic? Nag-referee pa rin kayo for boxing?
Ay, wala na.
Wala
Since March, wala na. And
Okay.
etong February lang nag-umpisa na naman pero bubble pa rin.
Okay. Alright. So, meron na kayong Feng Shui expert, may architect na kayo, may boxing referee pa kayo. So, I mean, buti na lang binigay mo yung email address mo. People will get in touch with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Architect Elmo.
Thank you very
And to my batchmate, ang trivia ko ngayon, si Adriel actually my batchmate in UST and RT. So, of HPT and architects, and you have plans of getting a Feng Shui partner for your projects. Ehem kay Architect Elmo. Please tell us some of your core services.
Well, HPT architects usually we're multidisciplinary. So right now we're handling mga land development. So we're into planning as well. So that's why marami akong touch points kanina regarding mga lote, ganun. Kasi yun yung start eh. Yun yung mga things na you can control. Then essentially that's it. That's what we do. Planning, then design. Everything is at our website, hptarchitects.com. Everything's there, so you can check it out.
All right. So you guys can visit their website to see their services, and you guys can drop them a note, see their contact details, call them or message them. Everything is on their website, and we will be posting that here later on also, so that you guys can look and check out their sites. Okay. So, maraming salamat. Thank you for joining today, Architect Elmo, Architect Adriel. All the best in your projects. I hope you always get to invite the good energy and all the planning and designing and share that to other people. Ngayon, I'm very enlightened with all the topics that we discussed. So, partners, please stay because when we come back, we will know the latest updates about the upcoming Anthology Festival. Curve TV's Bold Talk Season 2 shortly.
Thank you.
Bye.
Curve TV's Bold Talk Season 2. And with me now is the festival manager of Anthology Festival, Architect Armelinan.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Architect Armel, how are you?
Um, we're excited for this weekend, Friday to Sunday.
I love the band. Just a quick
Yeah, teammates.
there you go. Hi guys, thank you so much for being here with us. Okay, so Architect Aaron, we have the audience here are very much into the construction industry. Please update us about the festival. Kailan and saan?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, first, unfortunately, we're doing it online. But
Mhm.
good news is actually free for days. It's fortunately so
Mhm.
you just give up your internet and your time just to attend. But yeah, we're actually looking sana talaga. Gusto talaga namin is the physical festival kasi iba talaga yung vibes, iba talaga yung experience. And it will happen from 1:30 to 9 p.m. Then we will have 18 to 21. That's Friday to Sunday from 1:30 to 9 p.m.
Okay, I have a question though. May CVT points ba ang Anthology Festival this
Well,
year?
for now, it's self-accredited. So, self-applied.
Okay.
Hindi namin apply
Okay.
for CPD points. Yeah.
All right, so it's self-applied. All right. Okay, so there you go, Architect Arvin. Thank you of Anthology Festival, the festival manager. Thank you very much for updating us with your event. Good luck and congratulations in advance. All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye. Thank you. So mga parts, dyan lang kayo. Magbabalik ang Curve TV's Bold Talk Season 2.
Panasonic.
Curve TV's Bold Talk Season 2 is supported by Workfolk Collaborative Workspaces and Hospitality Innovators Inc. Now, for sponsorships and collaborations, if you want to feature your brand, your projects, or your company, please drop us an email at 1tbcchannel@gmail.com. Follow our socials on Instagram, it's at CurveTVPH and at TBC Plus. We are also on Facebook. So see us there. So it's at Curve TV PH and at TBC Plus, the Boulder channel. So mga partners, join me again next week as we talk about healthy buildings. All right, hindi lang mga katawan natin ang healthy, but we also have healthy buildings. That's next Wednesday live at 6 p.m. So stay safe, everyone. Get an architect, get an engineer, get a contractor, and get ahead of the curve. I'm Architect Patch, and you've just watched Curve TV's Bold Talk Season 2, your collaborative construction show. Bye, guys.